the future, you'll be able to be someplace without having to physically go there. Because new technologies are ushering in an age of transported presence, the ability to experience a place right from where you're sitting. You'll be able to watch where you're going, literally.
We're the last generation that will ever be lost, ever be confused about where things are or how to get there.
The people who have already organized most of the world's information are building the ultimate interactive map of the future. A 360-degree panoramic view of every spot on the planet, complete with information about that spot, all accessible on your computer screen.
We think of them as geo-browsers.
As a geo-browser, you'll have the option of surfing the internet geographically. Phase 1 is already underway.
We extended the capabilities of Google Maps to have something called Street View, which is the picture that you would see standing in a street.
It won't just be a pretty picture, but an interactive experience with all the internet's information about any particular location embedded right on the picture.
If you see a store, you'll know what they sell. If you want to find a club, you'll know where the clubs are. Everything will be connected.
Street View promises a ground-level, three-dimensional view of every road on Earth. How are they doing that? By mounting special omnidirectional cameras on top of cars. Lots of cars. But their vision extends far beyond the street corners. In the future, this ultimate map will be able to take you everywhere, because everywhere will be captured on video.
There'll be underwater cameras, cameras in space.
You'll be able to check out a new city you're moving to, or confirm the ocean view on your beach rental. But you won't just be able to look at far-off places, you'll project your presence there.
We don't have to travel, we don't have to commute for us to do our work. We can do that pretty much anywhere.
Hey, how are you? Did you check out the June 12th conflict? I've been working with Cisco for almost 5 years now.
Margaret likes her job as an executive assistant in San Jose. The only problem? She lives a good 1,700 miles away in Texas.
I lived in California for 10 years and the cost of living was really high, so I decided to move out here.
But she doesn't complain about her commute, because to get to her office, all Margaret has to do is press a button.
Martin DeBeer's office is Margaret. Actually, he's coming down the hallway right now. Can you hold on a second? Hey, Martin, it's your wife on the phone.
Okay, thanks.
I come in and I push a button in here in the Dallas office and I pop on a screen there in San Jose at my old desk.
This new concept of transported presence is the next big thing that we're going to see over the next 10 to 20 years evolve. With transported presence, we get to communicate naturally without having to go there.
So what does tomorrow look like?
Really crowded.
The video quality and the audio quality is so good that you really feel like you're in the same room.
I don't feel like I'm missing any of the human interaction at all. I definitely have lots of friends that are at the Cisco office. I see them every day. We chat, and once a week we get together and make sure we have coffee.
You know, I think she's a pioneer for how the workplace might look in the future.
Future business travelers won't need to burn fuel and time by jetting to Barcelona for a meeting. Just send your presence.
I can be in 7 countries in a single day. In the last year, I traveled 2/3 less, and I spent twice the amount of time that I used to at home. I expect to lose my platinum status on my favorite airline this year.
Telepresence will be changing all of our lives because it'll allow us to connect to anybody across the globe in a heartbeat.
Distance won't be a barrier any longer to getting the best quality medical care.
Hi, I'm Josh Raviz. I'm here to see Dr. Himmel.
Hello, Josh. Welcome to Istanbul.
With these health presence pods, you can just go to the closest available pod, which hopefully would be down the hall or in your office building or in your town or village.
One moment while I call up your medical records.
You go to this kiosk and there's a medical assistant there.
Hi.
And your doctor will be there and he'll say, hey, how are you feeling and what's wrong?
Good to see you again. What's going on?
Well, I've got chest pain, and I'm a little freaked out.
Let's get an EKG.
Okay.
They can take a connected device like a blood pressure cuff or a heart rate monitor and hook it up to you. So they can basically do just about everything that they could do in person.
I see some widespread changes on your EKG.
Be able to meet with a specialist no matter where they are in the world to get the best possible diagnostics and the best possible treatment.
Josh, I've called in a cardiologist, Dr. Hudson, to take a look at your results.
Okay.
I'm looking at your EKG and I'd like to run a scan.
Sure.
It reads all your vitals. It does some kind of matching, in the network to figure out what disease you might have. And that information is actually transmitted to a doctor on the other end of the telepresence connection.
Josh, you have pericarditis, an inflammation around the heart. For this, I'm going to prescribe some anti-inflammatory medications.
Okay, how long will that take?
Why don't you check back with Dr. Heimel in 2 days? You should be feeling much better by then.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
So it's a pretty exciting way to extend healthcare to far corners of the earth and to areas where getting quality medical care is just not as easy.
Josh, remember, check back in 2 days.
Will do.
This is going to happen in our lifetime. In fact, I'm convinced it will happen within the next 10 years.